Hello, it's Phillip Taylor speaking from Richmond Green Chambers in London. Today I'm looking at a book which is a special report which comes from Globe Law and Business. Now they're specialist publishers of legal texts for primarily for the legal professional market. They're very good publications, and that's one of the reasons why we generally tend to review a number of their works. This particular one, which is just here, is called Outsourcing of Core Legal Service Functions, with a subtitle, How to Capitalise on Opportunities for Law Firms. As I've described it, it's a special report, one of the series that they publish, and it's been edited by Norman K. Clark. As I've introduced the subject, Globe Law and Business are the main publishers in connection with law firm management. The title I've given our review, Elizabeth and I have written this review jointly, although I'm the lead writer, is a great new report on outsourcing at a turning point for legal professionals. Now, when this came in earlier this year, obviously we were in the pandemic. And since that time, I have not really done a great deal of recording or writing of reviews because it's been a very quiet time. And therefore I wanted to step back a bit and see where we are. But let me show you the report first, so you've got an idea of what's in it. There's the front. There's nothing really, there's nothing on the spine at all. And on the back, you probably can't see really very much of what's on the back. But I'll be explaining a little bit of what's in it. You can see on the back cover, those are the sorts of special reports which Globe Law produce. They're very good. There's a detailed statement about Globe Law as well. And then at the back, there's no index, but you've got an information about who the contributors are to the publication. And then if we go to the front of the book, you can see there's the front cover there. And then after that you get some standard blurb there, and then you've got the contents section. You can see how it's structured, of a number of different, there are 5 main parts or chapters. It runs to 120 odd pages and is really looking at the business case for the outsourcing of core legal service functions, patent drafting, research and analysis, outsourcing cyber security, case studies in the evolution, issue and opportunities of document review, and finally the future of outsourcing in the legal services industry. It's an important point because the introduction sets the scene by Norman Clark, and he's looking very much at the way legal services are going to be managed and delivered in the future and what is going to drive them. So what is in the book which I think is of importance? Well, of course, as I've indicated, and we say this regularly with all the publications we review from Globe, Globe Law and Business excel with their special report publications. They're very helpful indeed. And the latest offering is this one, Outsourcing of Core Legal Service Functions. It's a report which is a step-by-step guide to a well-informed sourcing decision which you would make in your company, as well as a roadmap, this is the mission statement, for implementing it in a way that produces the best return on the law firm's investments of management attention and resources. You notice there's a bit of management speak coming in here, but at the end of the day this is a support service which is critical for the way in which legal service functions will be performed in the future. And I consider that the report itself will be of interest to anybody who is thinking of the option of outsourcing their core legal service functions. That would include both small and medium-sized firms, both of course those who are in general practice and what are called specialised boutiques, in other words the specialised sector. Now clearly Globe Law's mission is to go for the larger firm, but they do produce quite a lot of very helpful information which is of great value to smaller outfits such as my own, although I'm of course a barrister, so I'm in a rather slightly different position. The question of course which is the point of the special report, is outsourcing right for your law firm? And that really is the question which is answered in the 5 chapters. Because law firms of all sizes, and this is the main blurb in the actual report, law firms of all sizes are discovering opportunities from outsourcing some of their core operating functions that have traditionally been performed in-house. Now, clearly, with COVID and the working from home regime, we are now looking, I think, in the 2020s at a different approach to the way, in fact, this type of legal service function will take place. I can think of a number of people I know who in the past would have been in the office in, say, London, and are now working, say, in Scotland or somewhere else where the quality of life is different, but they're all able to link up to Zoom and to the computer systems. They're known to all the people within the organisation. So, of course, you've already established a fairly good relationship between the various people producing the specific types of work for a firm. And I say that because I think it's quite important to identify where we're going in the 2020s after this terrible pandemic. What I think this report highlights, and in fact it was written a little while ago, it was written during the pandemic, but obviously written a little while ago and obviously prepared at the end of 2020, I would have thought. But what we're getting here is a highly firm-specific approach to identity and to prioritising the components of a business case for outsourcing. And that is to include an in-depth examination, which you get in one of the chapters, of the 3 representative types of outsourced services that are available currently to law firms. They are patent research, cybersecurity, and large volume document review. And they are the core subject heads after the introductory and the final chapters in the special report. So let me conclude by saying this, that what the report does is it examines through these chapters the potential impacts on a law firm's bottom line and the frequently encountered management challenges which we all face basically, and which are going to be, I think, perhaps extended a little bit because of what's happened to the whole world with the global pandemic. But obviously it's looking at the law firm's relationship with what will be external service providers. Now, in the past, of course, everything has been in-house. I really don't see that happening in the future. I think there is going to be a lot of change, and that's why I welcome Sean O'Neill's initiative as the MD of Globe to produce these special reports in this particular one. What the actual report does right at the end in the final chapter is it concludes with a look at the future of outsourcing in the legal services industry. Do read it so that you get some idea. I'm not here to do spoilers or anything like that, but because the whole purpose of this review is to tell you about these books. We only review books which are important books, and this is an important one. So do have a look at it. It's only a short report, but I'm sure it will help you. The date of publication of the special report is cited at the 28th of February 2021. I'm actually recording this in the early autumn, in fact in September, so it's been a little bit of a sort of 6-month delay in getting there, but we are there now. Let's look at it one last time. There it is again. There's the front, and then you can see on the back the question really does say is outsourcing right for your law firm? Not every law firm will want to do that. Opening it up in the middle, this is about cybersecurity there, that particular heading, and you've got quite a lot of quotes which will try and give you some feel for the direction you may be wishing to go with your company. You can see there's another quote about cybersecurity, which is an important one. And as I indicated, the last chapter is one of the ones that is quite important, because what we are looking at there is the future of outsourcing. Again, that's written by Norman Clark and Fernando Marino. And again, that gives you some thoughts. It is 2025, it's starting off on the basis that we've moved a couple of years down the line. There's the report. As I say, big thank you to Globe, to Sean O'Neill, and to, of course, Norman Clark, and all the other people who've been involved in this excellent book. very glad to have had it and very pleased to be able to review it. Thank you to all. Bye bye.